2 microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Check mic, check mic, check mic. 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Playoffs. Game 3. The Anaheim Fucks taking on the Dorea Asylum Re-Habs. Anaheim has 2-0 in this series. If the Dorea Asylum Re-Habs do not bounce back, it's not going to look good in the best of 7. Going down 3-0. Has happened 4 times. 4 times in NHL history and 0 in LCHL history. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to the ice and get this Game 3 underway. Welcome to French Canada here at the Dorea Asylum here in southern Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Dorea Asylum Rehabs looking to bounce back. Connor McDavid, Jack Hughes taking the face-off at center ice. Let's get Game 3 underway. It is very I could not predict that the Re-Habs would go down 2-0 when they have probably one of the best built teams for this simulation tournament. You got Connor McDavid, captain, center, first line center of the team, probably the highest ranked player. Some of the more higher ranked players in the EA fucking NHL fucking shit. But down 2-0. Jack Hughes, McDavid, first lines will stay out for both teams. Faceoff is won by the Re-Habs. Carlson for Yossi, up for Getzel. Jake Getzel in the zone. He's hit off, taken by Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk up for Hedman. Hedman's been an absolute beast here in this series. As you remember, Dorea Asylum Re-Habs swept the B-Ward Biffs effortlessly. Wasn't even a freaking challenge. And here they're going at what is probably the worst built team. Shot, save, hallmark. Probably one of the worst built teams for the simulation and the Fucks. The Fucks made a lot of moves in the last week of the LCHL regular season. And of course, rosters are locked at the end of the regular season. They made a lot of moves to have a lot of mediocre C-plus players, but they're leading in this series. Poked off, taken by Siders. Siders hit, taken by Point, up for Gunther. Gunther gets it for Jarvis. Jarvis, pass broken up. The other way come the Snipes. Picked up by Thomas. Thomas in all alone, 3-on-1. He's broken up. Other way comes Gunther. Gunther will gain the zone. Gunther looking for Point. Bring Point back for Nurse. Darnell Nurse takes the shot. Save! Ottinger recovered by the Re-Habs. Stützle. Stützle up for Yossi. Yossi back for Stützle. Stützle takes a shot. Save, Hallmark. Rebound picked up by the Re-Habs. Dobson. Dobson back for Michkov. Michkov for Stützle. Michkov takes a shot. It goes wide. Bounced off the boards and into Allmark, and he'll hold on. 13-13 remains here in the first period. Still no score. Stevenson and Granlund will take the faceoff back in the Anaheim zone. Faceoff is won by the Fucks. Sent up for Svechnikov. He gains the zone, 2-on-2. Gets it for Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn backhand. Rebound. Rebound picked up by Michkov. Kicked out. Dobson sends it up for Cooley. Cooley gets it for Granlund. He'll gain the zone. Granlund looking for a shot. Takes a shot. Glove save Allmark, and he moves it. Under pressure, and he moves it. That was ballsy. Hedman for Svechnikov, back for Hedman. Hedman for Jamie Benn. He's poked, but he recovers. Sent in for Stevenson. Stevenson backhand. Rebound picked up by the Re-Habs. Granlund. Granlund for Dobson. Dobson will gain the zone. Hit off, taken by Michkov. Michkov takes a shot, goes behind the net. Full pressure for the Re-Habs, but they turn it over. Taken by Jamie Benn. Up for Svechnikov. He gets it for Stevenson. Stevenson looking for a lane. It's blocked. Fighting for it is Dobson. He'll get it for Cooley, but taken by Stevenson. Back for Rasmus Anderson. Broken up. Paul back for Franco. Franco takes a shot. Save. Rebound. Almost an interference call there on the Re-Habs, but we'll play on. Lane Hudson up for Cooley. Cooley's hit off, taken by Franco for Paul. Two Re-Habs players missed the hit on Paul. He gains the zone. Paul looking for a pass, goes behind the net, recovered by Lowry. Lowry for Paul. Paul keeps it in. Paul for Franco. Back for Anderson for Paul. Paul for Franco. He's poked. Taking this Dobson. Dobson needs to change. He is exhausted. In the zone's Getzel. Getzel back for McDavid. McDavid takes a shot. Save. Rebound. Picked up by Franco. Franco unable to clear it. It's kept in by Marner. Mitch Marner. Back for Fowler. Fowler for McDavid. McDavid's pass broken up. Recovered by Franco. Adam Lowry up for Paul. Paul dumps it in. They'll give chase. Recovered, though, by Gossespierre. Gossespierre up for Protoss, up for Zucker, and for Gabe Velarde. Gabe Velarde looking for a shot. Blocker save. Allmark. Back to the point. Fowler. Shot through traffic. Gets picked up by Hughes. Up for Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk in. And an own goal. Just like the conclusion of the overtime in the last game. It's going to go to Matthew Tkachuk. Let's see who knocked it in. Save Ottinger and just get kicked by his own player. Was it Was it Gosselspur? Goes off the blocker in the air. See, was that going in anyway? That was not going in anyway. Gosselspur kicks it. And it's in. Jesus Christ. Well, that sends Anaheim up by 1, quieting this Montreal crowd. A lot of Anaheim fans here. A lot of them made the trip. They travel well. Stützle and Hughes will take the faceoff at center ice. Anaheim leads by 1. Carlson up for Kyrou. Kyrou takes a shot. Rebounds picked up by Reinhart. Reinhart for Jack Hughes. Hughes pinching the board. Kicks it out for Nurse. Battling forwards. Won by Reinhart for Nurse up for Seider. Seider in the zone with numbers. For Tkachuk. Tkachuk takes the shot. Glove save. Nodger holds on. 2:39 remains here in the first period. Anaheim leads by 1 after an unfortunate own goal kicked in by Shane Gosselspur. Stützle and Point will take the faceoff back in the Montreal zone. It is won by the Re-Habs. Carlson. Carlson up for Kyrou. Kyrou for Thomas. He gains the zone. Looking for Kyrou. Kyrou takes a slap shot, shoots, he scores! Kyrou with the blast. Gets it past Allmark. Jordan Kyrou from Thomas and Carlson to tie this game up at 1. Just powers it in. Enough bullshit, fancy-ass passing plays. Just fucking rip it, bud. Another angle. Kyrou's big slap shot. Right from the hash marks. It goes just past the stick. And just like that, the Re-Habs tie it up at 1. Stützle and Point. Faceoff is won by the Fucks. 2 minutes left here in the first period. Jarvis. Seth Jarvis poked off by Carlson. Roman Josi up for Kyrou. In come the Re-Habs. Thomas. Kept in by Kyrou for Carlson. Kyrou with the goal for the Re-Habs. Pionk sends it up for Hedman. Hedman for Braden Point. Point in, surrounded. Picked up by Gunther, though. Gunther. Backhand save, rebound. Recovered by Gunther. Back for Hedman, for Josi. Or Jarvis, excuse me. Takes a shot, rebound. It's picked up by the Re-Habs. 2 seconds left, and that's going to do it here for the first period. A funky own goal and a strong blast by Kyrou. This game is tied up at 1. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/TimesagUVU, and we'll be back with the start of the second period.
With a flow. One verse costs $250, not a couple hundred, that's $250,000, ho. And I need that bag right, I need it right now, I need it now. My stock going up. Your shit going down. Need my M&M's all one color, that's yellow. At night I'm serenaded by violins and cellos. Big boy eating good shit, gourmet. Got a sous chef, his name Warhead. Got a pull-up bar in my doorway. I ain't used to shit, I gained more weight, I'm still flexing. And they been peeking.
Who's that?
I got that ice and I got that stick, so I'm triple deacon. Got that math, the boy been geeking. 6 carry the 1. This shit ain't even. Man, they been boring, they been bland. Your boy that spicy, this that seasoning. I strut my shit when your bitch around. Call me the alpha, the biggest roof. My dick on hand. Call him Mr. Cooper. This shit ain't the same. My shit the future. This shit gon' bang. Every track a shooter. That's 6'8". Every track a hooper. Big bags of Buddha. Zigzags of Bruca. They ain't want that smoke when your man's a hookah.
I got them 50-inch rims up on the ride. Gucci knitted on my necklace, it survives. Big bills, spend your salary in a night. Say you dropped a milli, told that boy that shit lie. That shit lie. Told that boy that shit lie. Nothing to the shit lie. Told that boy that shit lie. It's nothing to me, told that boy that shit lie. Got them 50-inch rims up on the ride. Gucci knitted on my necklace, it survived. Big bills, spend your salary in a night. Say you dropped a milli, told that boy that shit lie. That shit live. That shit live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through the first period. Everything's just about even except Anaheim out hitting the Re-Habs. Score is tied at 1. Let's get back down to the start. Let's get back down the ice for the start of this second period. They're going crazy here in the Dorea Asylum, the psych ward. McDavid, Jack Hughes, face-off at center ice. Let's get the second period underway. Face-off won by the Fucks to Chuck. The Chuck's pass broken up by McDavid. Send up for Marner. Marner for McDavid. McDavid for Getzel. Getzel shot. Hits the post. Recovered though by Reinhart. In the zone's Pionk. Pionk looking for a pass. Is turned over, taken by Getzel. Getzel up for McDavid. Connor McDavid relatively quiet in this series. Getzel takes the shot. Glove save, Allmark. And he'll cover with 18:02 left here in the second period. Face-off back in the Anaheim zone. Score tied at 1. Second line's out for both teams, Stützle and Point. Face-off is won by the Fucks. Hedman. Hedman turned over by Thomas. Thomas up front. Thomas unable to pull the trigger. It's recovered by Gunther. Gunther the other way. In come the Fucks. Surrounded though. Braden Point takes a shot. It's blocked. Rebound. Picked up though by Carlson. Puck goes in. Saved by Ottinger. The other way comes Stützle. Stützle for Kyrou. Kyrou's shot is blocked. Taken by Gunther. Gunther pinched into the boards. Taken by Thomas. Thomas for Kyrou. Kyrou's shot save. Allmark. Fouling for it. Gunther tries to kick it out to Point, but it's picked up by Thomas. Thomas back to the point for Hudson. Hudson for Dobson. Dobson takes a shot through traffic. It's blocked by Hedman. Kept in, though, by the Re-Habs. Back for Hudson. Thomas up front. Unable to pull the trigger. And Allmark will hold on. 14:53 left here in the second period. Shots 10-11. Everything's just about even in this game. Granlund and Hughes will take the face-off. Face-off won by the Pucks. Nurse. Nurse up for Hughes. Hughes is hit off. Neutral zone. Gets it for Cooley. Cooley up for Granlund. Granlund's pass broken up. Taken by Hughes. Sider up for Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk in the zone for Reinhart. Reinhart takes a shot. Blocker save. Ottinger and Michkov. Michkov kicks it out for Lane Hudson, but he's hit. Falling forward to Tkachuk. Tkachuk sends around the boards for Reinhart. Up front for Sider. Shot is saved by Ottinger. Reinhart up front. Right. Shot goes wide. Recovered by the Re-Habs. Lane Hudson, exhausted. Gets it for Nurse, up for Tkachuk. Hit off, though, recovered by Cooley. Cooley, he's back checked. Taken by Tkachuk. In the zone's Reinhart. Reinhart for Nurse. One-time blast, save, rebound. Goes wide. Gossel spare for Marner, up for Cooley. Cooley exhausted. Cam Fowler in the zone. One-time blast goes wide. Covered by Cooley. Cooley needs to hit the bench. Sent up for Svechnikov. One-on-one with Gossel spare. He gets it. Sends it up for Getzel. Getzel pitch to the boards in the zone. Connor McDavid back for Getzel. One-time blast is broken up by Svechnikov and taken by Anderson. Anderson in the zone. Turned over, taken by Carlson. Carlson up for Getzel. Getzel up for Marner. Marner's pass to McDavid. They gain the zone. McDavid hit off, taken by Stevenson. Stevenson for Anderson for Ben. In the zone, Svechnikov. Looking for a shot, broken up. Recovered by Franco. Franco back for Gunther. Svechnikov takes a shot, save. Rebound picked up by Stützle. And the other way come the Re-Habs. Tim Stützle. Pass broken up. Sent up for Jarvis. Jarvis almost on the breakaway. But the Re-Habs get back. Thomas. Thomas pinched into the boards. Won by Point. Braden Point. Turned over, taken by Carlson. Up for Roman Josi. Josi dumps it in. They'll give chase. Pionk. Gets it for Hedman for Jarvis. In the zone's Jarvis. He's poked by Carlson, taken by Stutzel. Stutzel for Thomas. Thomas for Kyrou. Kyrou looking for another one. Shot. Save. Allmark. Back to the point for Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere needs to redeem himself after scoring a goal for the Pucks. Face off to the right of Allmark with 3:51 left here in the second. Score still tied at 1. Protas and Lowry will take the face off. Face off won by the Re-Habs. Zucker for Protas. Protas for Zucker. Zucker takes a shot. Save Allmark. On for his Pionk. Pionk gets it up for Warren Fogle. Up for Victor Hedman in 2-on-1. Gets it back for Paul. Paul's shot goes wide. Gostisbehere mishandles it. It's taken by Lowry. Lowry back to the point for Sider. Sider, he's hit though, taken by Zucker. Zucker nowhere to go. He rings it back for Gostisbehere. Up for Gabe Velarde. From the neutral zones, won by the Re-Habs. Warren Fogle. Fogle takes a shot. Save Ottinger. Zucker tired out there. Sends it up for Velarde. 50 seconds left here in the second. Gabe Velarde looking for some help, but turns it over. Now the way comes Jack Hughes. 20 seconds left. Hughes poked off by Fowler. 5 seconds left. Bad turnover there for Reinhardt. Reinhardt unable to pull the trigger. Rebound Hughes. Oh, almost buries it. Rehabs got caught sleeping there. They were just trying to clear it, and they turned it over with 5 seconds left. Anaheim almost ties it up. But ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Left Coast Hockey League COVID Cup Playoff Semifinals. We are tied at 1 here in Montreal. We'll be back with the start of the third period.
Love is all I ask for, and a dub before I lose it all. Hell, I wish I ball, or I won't bug for a run and get my problems off. Nah, green means go till it burns red. Then it starts my flow, I'm headed to bed. While the rest have smoke, this my weakness. Label me whatever, don't care if you gon' think less. Go ahead, speak about me. Above your gossip, know it's always loud as my weed. All of your toxic, give me space and roll it, just breathe. Dig in my pockets, lucky to have found what I need. And now this world I can't leave, yeah. I just wanna leave. I ain't never wanna come down when I'm high. Running from the herd, I heard they never learn. 2 stones, both missing the third. I gotta swerve. I just wanna leave. I ain't never wanna come down when I'm high. Look what they say, ay. I'm on the way, ay. This how I'm living every day, ay. Dog barking, cargo lawn starting, I'm hoping the garden. Pissed off, wishing for the last night's darkness. Barely fell asleep, time passing me regardless. I need to smoke one to take the edge off before I lose my cool and rip a motherfucker's head off. These nosy ones trying to get my tail off. I need a bone, it ain't for Kellogg's. My mood will change different if my Buddha strain missing. Shoot the messenger and the dude that came with him. Pass me the weed or I stab your man's up. It's not my problem, it was you that ain't listen. I'ma be fine, I just need a little me time. Got an eighth, and it's D-line. Got some wax from a beehive. I'ma smoke it all, kick my feet up when I recline. Hey, I just wanna leave. I ain't never wanna come down when I'm high. Running from the herd, I heard they never learn. 2 stones, both missing the third. I gotta swerve. I just wanna leave. I ain't never wanna come down when I'm high. Look what they say, ay. I'm on the way, ay. This how I'm living every day, ay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let's take a look at the stats through 2 periods. Shots going to Anaheim. Hits heavily going to Anaheim. Face-offs just about even, but even where it matters. 1-2-1 here. Let's get the start of this third period underway. We are back here in seclusion in the psych ward. Dorea Asylum, Connor McDavid, Jack Hughes taking the face-off at center ice. Let's get the third period underway. Face-off won by the Re-Habs. Marner. Turned over, taken by Tkachuk for Reinhart. Up for Pionk. Tkachuk gains the zone, gets it through, takes a shot, he scores! Matthew Tkachuk early here in the third period. Sends the Fucks up by 1, and that quiets down this home crowd. A lot of gold sweaters in the crowd for the Fucks. They really traveled well. They came to support this team. The two most decorated teams in the Left Coast Hockey League. Both tied at, I believe, 3 Marcy Cups apiece. Looking to battle it out here in the semifinals. Connor McDavid and Jack Hughes take the faceoff. Re-Habs in desperate need of the next goal. They do not want to go down 3-0. Don Carlson will dump it in. It's picked up by Pionk. Pionk for Hedman. Hedman for Hughes. Hughes hit off. Kept in by McDavid for Yossi. Yossi for McDavid for Carlson. One-time blast is blocked. Rebound. Save all mark. They almost tied it back up right there. 17:49 left here in the third period. Face-off back in the Anaheim zone. Stützle and Hughes will take the face-off. Face-off is won by the Re-Habs. Yossi takes a shot. Save all mark. Recovering his Hedman. Hedman for Hughes. Up for Tkachuk. Tkachuk with the go-ahead goal in this game. Pass is broken up, but recovered by Tkachuk. Tkachuk back for Hughes. Battling for it is Yossi. He'll recover. Sent up for Thomas. Thomas, he's hit off a kid to Kairu. Kairu, unable to hold on to it. Shoots all the way out for Point. Point looking for Tkachuk. Tkachuk looking for another one. Save. Rebound picked up by Hudson. Up for Stützle. Stützle for Kairu. Kairu mishandled but kept in by Stützle. Stützle's pass broken up. Other way come the Fucks. Jarvis up for Pionk. Pionk for Gunther. Battling for his turned over, taken by Dobson. Dobson for Tim Stützle. Stützle looking for a lane, gives it back to Dobson. Dobson shot, save, Olmark. Nichkov for Stützle, back for Dobson. Dobson for Hudson. Nichkov, Dobson, back for Hudson. Hudson takes a shot, save, Olmark. Good looking shot through traffic, but Olmark able to saw it the whole way, able to hold on. Time dwindling for the Re-Habs. 13:34 left here in the third. They need to answer. Faceoff is won by the Re-Habs. Gostisbehere. Back for Fowler. Fowler for Grenvin. Backhand shot. Glove save. Hallmark. And they'll hold on. 13-14. Full pressure for the Re-Habs. Pretty much almost an elimination game here for the Re-Habs. It's not really, but it is. Granlund and Stevenson will take the faceoff. Anaheim leads by 1. Faceoff won by the Re-Habs. Gostisbehere back for Michkov. Michkov's shot is blocked by Nurse. Nurse recovers, sends it up. Sends up for Svechnikov. He gains the zone, but he's hit. Recovered by Gostisbehere. Back for Cooley. Cooley will skate it in himself. Looking for Granlund. Granlund's shot goes wide. Granlund recovers though, sends it back to the point for Gostisbehere. Back to Fowler. Fowler slap shot goes wide. Recovered by Parenko. He ain't hitting him up the puck. Parenko sends it up for Svechnikov. Back for Ben. Ben takes a shot. No rebound. Held on by Ottinger. Face off to the right of the goaltender. 10:48 left here in the third period. Anaheim up by 1. McDavid and Lowry will take the face-off. Face-off won by the Re-Habs. Carlson. Carlson mishandles it, but recovered by the Re-Habs. Getzel. Getzel dumps it in. They'll give chase. Picked up by Anderson. Back for Parenko. Parenko up for Paul. Paul's hit, but he recovers. Gets it for Fogle. And puck goes out of play. 9:25 left here in the third period. Face off and back in the rehab zone is going to be McDavid and Lowry. First line against the fourth line. Face off is won by the Rehabs. Yossi up for Getzel. Getzel in with McDavid and Marner. Pass doesn't quite click. Weak backhand shot in, goes wide. Vogel up for Paul. Paul, he's poked off. Recovered by Marner. Marner for Carlson, sent up for McDavid. Connor McDavid in the zone. Shot is blocked. Jarvis looking to do something with it. Harassed by Velarde. Velarde will not hold on. It's taken by Braden Point. Point's hit, though, center ice. Picked up by Jarvis. Jarvis. Pass it behind the net for Gunther. Gunther back to the point for Pionk. Pionk for Hedman. Hedman takes a shot, and he scores! It was tipped by Point up front. Hedman rips it from the point. From the point to the point, off the stick. Let's take a look. Beautiful tip. Beautiful redirect. Just gets past the blocker of Ottinger. And that is a huge just off the blocker, excuse me. And that is a huge 2-goal lead late here in the third period. This quiets the crowd down. You see a lot of blue sweaters hitting the aisles. 6:28 left here in the third period. Rehabs down by 2. Face-off won by the Fucks. Net is empty to our right. Delayed penalty for the Rehabs. That is a very bad time to take a penalty with 6 minutes left here in the third. Protas is going to go down for 2 for interference. And I don't know about that. He's taking the face-off. It's physical. He didn't have the puck for like 2 seconds. But I digress. Penalty kill for the Rehabs. Hughes and Stützle will take the face-off. Face-off won by the Rehabs. Yossi for Stützle for Hughes. Hughes recovers, gets it for Tkachuk. Tkachuk looking for another one. Shot, rebound. Kept in by Reinhart. Back to Reinhart. Back for Tkachuk. Tkachuk for Point for Reinhart. Reinhart looking for a lane. Taken, though, by the Rehabs. Cleared out to center ice. They'll have to touch up. Yossi up for Dobson. Rehabs in shorthanded. Tripped up, no call. The other way come the Fucks. Hughes. Covered by Reinhart. Back to the plate for Hedman. Hedman, he's hit off. 15 seconds left on the power play. 4 left in regulation. Rehabs in short-handed. Shot is saved. Goes wide. The other way come the Fucks. Back at even strength. Fouling for it is Yossi. But taken by Reinhart for Point. Point back for Pionk. Pionk for Stevenson. Protas out the box for Yossi. Yossi exhausted. Gets it in for McDavid. He turns it over. 2.5 left. Rehabs down by 2. In the zone, Svechnikov. But it's poked up by Dobson. Exhausted defenders out for the Rehabs. They need to change. Mitch Marner in the zone. 1.5 left. McDavid's backhand. Saved by Allmark, and he keeps it moving. In the zone is Jarvis. Jarvis takes a shot. Save Ottinger. Taken by Sider for Nurse. Taken by Getzel. They can get in the zone. The goaltender should be coming out. Empty net to our left. Mitch Marner for Fowler. Fowler takes a shot. Puck loose up front. Recovered by Lowry. Lowry sends it up for Paul. Paul in all alone. It hits the post. But 30 seconds left. 2-goal lead with this much time. It's pretty much academic. But we'll play on. Well, first Fogle. Fogle with the empty net. Elects not to shoot. Waiting for Lowry. 10 seconds left. Other way comes McDavid. 9 seconds left. McDavid exhausted. But Thomas takes a shot. Save. Rebound. He scores with a little bit of time. Robert Thomas from McDavid. With 4 seconds left, they would have to win the faceoff. Let's be realistic here. It's not happening. We know how EA Sports is. But fighting to the end, hopefully takes some momentum into Game 4. I mean, it's gonna take a miracle. It's gonna take an absolute miracle, but all signs pointing to the Re-Habs going down 3-0. Suitzel and Hughes will take the face-off with 4 seconds left. 4.4. It's very important. Face-off the one by the Re-Habs. Dobson. And that's going to do it. Oh, they almost had it. They almost had a chance to get it in for one more shot. But unfortunately, the bad guys win. The Anaheim Fucks take a 3-0 lead here in the semifinals of the COVID Cup playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully a little earlier than normal, probably about 8, 9 p.m. But thank you so much for joining us here watching Left Coast Hockey League live on youtube.com/TimesTackUVU. I'm your host, Rick Stiles. And I'm out of here. And as always, Dante, I'm just going to attack that bull. All right, we're out. Peace.